Welcome back to another episode of Armchair Author Chats. I'm your host, Rita Slanina, and today we have another prolific, fascinating author and a dear friend of mine, Nicole Ford Thomas. Let's bring her on. You are going to adore her, my friends. Nicole, hi. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. I could not have a season without you. I just
I
know that.
appreciate it.
So let's start with your latest book, Spellbound. It's amazing.
Okay.
How would you pitch it in one sentence?
One sentence. I would say The Breakfast Club meets The Craft.
Ooh, perfect. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I can
So
back
that's like
that up. I read
blending
it.
the 80s and the 90s with a today twist. So
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
So, what was the spark that set this story in motion? Did it come from a real life experience, a dream, or something totally unexpected?
Okay. So Pine Grove Cemetery in the book is an actual place. And the story within the book of the witch's grave and Edward's headstone are actual things. So the story was inspired by going to this cemetery, this old cemetery, and seeing these really cool headstones and being like, these are cool and they need to have a story told about them. And everything just kind of fell into place from there. So it's those two headstones were my big inspiration.
Ooh, that is cool. That is cool. That is so cool. And to know that I was reading something that came from something like that, that's just amazing to me. I love that. Because then it's like deeper backstory. You know what I mean? Like when you're reading through the characters of your book, I get to just going, no, oh, okay. Okay. So your characters feel so real. Do you have them based on people you know, or did they take on a life of their own as you write?
So I would say it's probably the latter because I my way of writing is I almost feel more like I'm channeling their stories and I just write down what I'm told to. And if I write down
Mm.
the wrong thing, they will correct me. They will be
Ooh.
like, that is not what I said. You do it right the next time or we're not talking anymore. And so I basically just channel them. They are their own creations and I tell their stories. So they are
Nice.
who they are.
I love that. And writing can be a wild process, we're all aware. So, do you have any quirky habits, routines, or must have rituals when writing on a book, working on a book?
I I thought about this one, and honestly, I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't think I have any weird, which is weird because I have weird, quirky everything else. I think that writing is probably the most normal thing that I do.
that could be quirky for you. That could be
My
your
quirk
quirk.
is
You're
that
the
I'm
most
normal,
normal when you're working on a book.
basically, yes.
Your normal could be overrated, you know. I love you and your
Agreed.
quirkiness. What was the most rewarding or most challenging part of writing Spellbound? Did anything about the story surprise you along the way?
The most rewarding thing I think was just having the honor of being able to tell these people's stories. Because like I said, I feel like I channel it. I don't feel like I create this stuff. I just feel like I work through this stuff. And so for me, it's just exciting to be the person that they have the honor of telling their stories.
Like the
So that's
vehicle.
rewarding.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. So publishing can be a roller coaster. What's your biggest wow or what just happened moment in your journey so far?
On February 8th, I had a book signing and it was my first. And it was so surreal to be in a place where strangers were coming up to me holding my book and they'd read it and they loved it and they wanted to ask questions. They wanted to talk about it. And so I'm sitting there like, hi, who are you? Who are you again? Because I prior to this, I've only ever had, friends and family that want to talk about the book. So to have strangers approaching me, so cool. So it was just
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh, I did a thing. And so that was probably it for me was
I
the
love
book
that.
signing.
Oh, great moment. Every writer has those stuck moments. How do you get past writer's block? Or if you don't get writer's block, a creative slump, maybe?
I have to step away for a while. Like if I get to the point where I call it, I've just run out of words.
Hmm.
I've run out of words, or I will say they've stopped talking to me. And I
Where'd
have
you
to just
go?
literally, we're trying to write a book here. Why are you telling me things? But yes, so I have to literally step away and just like take a couple days and I'll go read another book. Like it doesn't even have to be a book that's similar to what I'm writing. I just have to step away and do something different to refill the well of words, essentially, so that I can continue writing.
Nice. So let's dream big. If Spellbound were turned into a movie or TV show, who would you cast in the lead?
I am going to have the most boring answer for this ever.
Bring it on.
I'm so sorry because I don't really watch TV or movies. So I don't know like who's new and who's hip and who would be right to like I don't know. I have no idea. I would just trust the that like whoever the casting director would be like, okay, you did a good job. Okay, you okay.
Right.
There you
And the
go.
reader, this gives a lot of freedom for the reader to choose their
Yes.
own.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that is so important to me to let the reader fill in blanks. That's why I don't go overboard with too much description because I don't want to run the risk of telling people what somebody looks like or what a tree looks like the hangman's tree. I'm very careful to not like go into huge detail about that because I could say this is this gnarly spooky tree, but I know that the reader has probably seen a gnarly spooky tree and that's what they're going to bring to mind. And if I
Right.
keep like giving adjectives to make them see what I see, it's not going to be as personal. So
Right.
I'm light on descriptions because I trust the reader to come up with something awesome on their own.
So for those of you who've read Spellbound or Bog Hag Anthology or even Ghost Stories of the Brokenhearted,
Yes.
put in the comments or in the chat if you're in the chat right now, who do you picture as someone she could cast or someone the director might cast? That's a question for you guys. Okay.
I love it.
We
I
would
can't
like
wait
to
to see
know
the
and see what
answers.
comes back from that. So if you could have a dinner party with three literary characters, yours or someone else's, who would you invite and why?
I would want to, for one, I would want to have Stella Kendrick. And everybody should know Stella Kendrick because I believe right before me was the amazing
Sarah C.
Harrison Brody.
Brody.
I love her books so much. If I want everybody go run and buy these books. They're so amazing. So
Amazing.
I would love to sit with Stella Kendrick and just shoot the breeze with her. And then my other two favorite characters that I would want to be with would be from the Jason Pargin series, John Dies at the End. It is
Yeah, that's
David
good.
Wong, and I can't remember John's last name, but
I can't either.
David Wong, I think he just goes by John,
I think so.
but they're so odd, and I think they would be so amusing, except for like aliens and things like that coming down and doing
Yeah.
weird stuff while we're trying to have dinner. Like
Like we're trying to have dinner. Can we pause that? Thanks.
like 10 minutes. I need 10 minutes to chew my steak, and then we can do your shenanigans. But
Oh
calm
yeah.
down. Yeah, digestion, friends. So yes,
That's a
that
great
would be
dinner.
that
That would
would be
be
weird.
fun. So books have the power to change us. What's one book beside your own that has deeply impacted you if you have one?
Ooh, I do. It is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Ooh, okay.
That is my favorite book on creativity. I used to say it's my creativity Bible because anytime that I feel lost or feel like I just need some pick me up or some motivation, just keep going. Come on. I
Yeah.
go to that book and it is my copy is like underlined and highlighted and scribbled in the corners and things like that because I go through it so much. It is such an amazing book. And that is like the one that got me going and keeps me going. So definitely Big Magic.
That's a good one for any aspiring writers out there and current
Yeah.
writers. If you're writing or if you're an avid writer, this is a good book. I like that one.
Yes.
What piece of advice? Oh, girl. What's one
Take your
piece
time.
of advice? Too much caffeine already.
Oh, jealous.
Yeah.
Jealous. I've had none. So
Fair. So, what's one piece of advice you'd give to aspiring writers who hope to follow in your footsteps?
You can't edit the words you don't write.
Hmm.
You cannot work from nothing.
Yeah.
There's a quote out there that I'm going to so butcher, and I can't even remember who said it, but the lovely quote makes the analogy of writing a first draft is putting sand into a bucket to later turn it into a sandcastle. And that is absolutely it. You have to get the story out in the first place. Don't edit yourself. Don't stop. Don't question. Just you got to get it out. Until you get it out, you can't sculpt it to be that gorgeous sandcastle with all the seashells on the side that, you know, little kids ooh and ah over. You have to get the story out. So can't edit the words you don't write.
I love the imagery in that entire answer. You know me, girl. I love the beach, the sand, and the
Like I'm a
sandcastle.
writer.
Could have been more poignant. Like you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's next for you? Can you give a sneak peek at any exciting projects or stories in the works?
I can, because I have two very exciting things happening in the next very small amount of time. Um, on oh gosh, I'm blanking on the date. I want to say that it's April 8th, 9th, 18th, 19th. I don't know, very soon in April. Keep an eye on my social media, or
Yes.
lots of people's social media, because the Beltane Anthology is coming out. And it is the second anthology we've put together with AuthorTube. And we're very excited, Sarah and I.
Great
Sarah and I
team.
yeah. So we are working to try to get that out, and we're almost at the end, and we are so excited. We've got a gorgeous cover. Cannot wait for people to see the cover. So very much excited about that. Then the second thing that I have going on me personally, on May 9th, I have a short story collection coming out called Moonlight Market. It is 13 tales, and I cannot wait for that to go out. I'm using a little bit of hubris with this one, but I've decided I picked up where the Brothers Grimm left off. So it's
Ooh.
all silly fairy tale type stories of all sorts of different things that take place in a supernatural market in the middle of the Black Forest in Germany.
Oh, keep your eyes open, guys. This is going to be great. This is going
It
to be
sounds
great.
like a lot, but it's so fun. And I'm so excited for this
Well, I'm
too.
excited for
So
both of your new projects coming out. You already know I'm going, where is it?
I know you're like, come on, let's
Where
go.
is
Let's
it?
go.
Give it to
Write
me
all that.
already.
I feel it too.
So, if you had to describe your writing style in 3 words, and this is a couple of bonus questions for you, and I'll let you go.
No, awesome.
I mean, I could make you hang with me all day, but I'm just kidding.
I would hang. I would totally hang.
Yay! So, if you had to describe your writing style in 3 words, what would they be?
To the to the point. I
Two.
love writing short stories because I love I love I don't love Hemingway. Man's got some problems, but I love that he says so much so succinctly as possible. So that was his style in that regard, was very inspirational for me, to when I tell my short stories, to try to pack as much in as I can in as few words as possible, as opposed to using lots and lots of words to bloat the short story. So I also absolutely love the Philosophy of Composition by Edgar Allan Poe, which is
Ooh.
um, literally a story that he wrote, it's an article mostly, about how he wrote The Raven, and
Yeah,
how he chose every single word deliberately with the intention of evoking emotion in the reader. And so to have that element plus Hemingway's way of the words have to make an impact, to the point. My writing, I try to get to the point, and I try to make sure that it is move, 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 move all the time,
I love that.
because it like we're people with places to go. We have
Yeah,
things to do. I have a story that's gonna, I have to like read through 8 pages of exposition before I get to some action. I can't do it.
yeah,
So we got to get to the point.
I
To the
love that.
point.
To the point. Perfect.
Mhm.
Writing fuel. Coffee,
Yes.
tea, or something stronger?
Sadly, it is decaf coffee these days. So
Usually.
it might as well be water, but at least it might as well be bean soup at this point because
But
it's
the
like,
aroma, I mean, decaf coffee has a beautiful aroma, just like the full calf. So,
and it's so warm and it is so soothing. It has been such a comfort all this winter. Winter's been so long. So to have that warmth and to like drink it and feel it from the inside has been so nice. So I can't complain about it being decaf, but it's decaf. So I don't even get the fun of like the caffeine push. And I used to drink tons of caffeinated coffee, so I know what I'm missing.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So, if you could live magically inside any fictional world for a day, which would it be?
This is so easy, and I would never be able to stay for just one day. I would be like chaining myself to something to stay longer. But The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern.
Ooh.
It is my favorite book in the whole wide world. I'm a bit of a nut about this book, but it is literally a magical circus that only it starts at dusk, ends at sunrise, and it is so magical inside of the place. And when you read the book and how rich Erin Morgenstern makes all of the descriptions of the tents that you can go into and all of the things that are in there, like the ice palace and the cloud maze. Oh my gosh. And then
Oh,
there's like,
that sounds exciting.
so it is such a lush book. And the entire circus is black and white themed with little pops of red. So you've got like this,
Ooh.
it's such a beautiful, though she has so much talent the way
I'm
that
going to add
she,
that to my TBR.
it's worth it. It's worth it. So absolutely. That was where I would go
Perfect.
for my
So,
day.
thank you, Nicole, so much for being here with us today. I know I hope that tornado passes easily. Thank you so much for.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, great, a storm, right when I'm supposed to be
I'll be
doing
checking
this.
on you later for sure. Would you like to leave
Okay.
our audience with the details on how they can buy your books and how to find out more about you?
Yes. I conveniently put everything on one hub because I know that a lot of people like go to all these different places, but one place you can go is my website, NicoleFordThomas.com. I have links there to all my social media. I have links to all the places you can buy my books. I have links to um, press. I have links to fun stuff that I've had people who've done like art. And when they send it to me, I will put the link so you can go see the art. Very cool stuff, just
Nice.
of random things. Playlists, people making playlists for my books that I'm just like, this is amazing. I'm absolutely going to. So yes, it's all on my website. That is the place to go to find everything else. Made it easy.
Well, that's perfect. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you, Nicole Ford Thomas, for being here. I appreciate your time and be safe out there.
Will do. I will bring back lollipops if I go on any trips.
Thank you.
So like meals together. Bye.
Awesome. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
For more information, links will be in the description below and also in the show notes on the podcast. If you like this interview, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share the video.